Ancient clan totems once exorcised ghosts, with 12 people dancing in an array to create powerful barriers. Wild spirits violate nature, essences possess spiritual properties, wandering ghosts are remains of souls, monstrosities are anomalies. The chief of Capitol Police, the Crouching Tiger, investigates sorcery and curses, slaying strange forces and restless spirits. In the Divine Land, ghosts and evils were gradually subdued. Then, in 1500 BC, a sacred entity fell. It covered 80% of the blue planet. Spiritual energy reappeared, and specters and ghosts began to awaken. A terrified woman calls the police, reporting a matter she needs to report immediately. She begs them to save her. The officer tries to calm her, asking what she encountered. She insists it's something unclean, not thieves. She encountered a pair of red embroidered shoes. Yes, the 3-inch golden lotus type from ancient times. She bought them on a trip to the Jiangnan region from a small shop. Strange events followed. She sees the same nightmare every day. She dreams of a ghost woman with long black hair. The ghost wears a red dress and those red embroidered shoes. She just stares without saying a word. Every night, the distance between them gets closer. Until days ago, the ghost was almost pressed against her face. She asks if anyone can imagine what she's been through. She feels like she's going to go mad. She burned those red embroidered shoes, but they stubbornly follow her. They appeared again at her bedside. She pleads with the officer to hurry, asking why they haven't arrived yet. She's hiding in her wardrobe. A chilling voice whispers, "So, here you are." The woman gasps, "Officer?" She realizes no one is coming. She must run quickly, but it's too late. The ghost is right there, blocking her escape. A chilling ritual begins. It's the 18th day of the first month, a day auspicious and blessed. A bride is carried on sorghum stalks. The bride is carried in her red finery. Every inch carries a deep, burning grudge, planted in haste. The scene is ominous. Wei Yuan is sweeping outside his house. He notices something impossible. Police are at the neighboring residential complex. He just moved here, and something serious already happened next door. This feels like a bad omen. He remembers his old grandfather, who always hoped this place would be demolished. Luck failed him by one alleyway. Wei Yuan has come to this city for work. This shack is his temporary residence. An ambulance arrives, and he sees a body being removed. Something serious really has happened over there. He hears a sound inside his shack. Could it be a thief? He quickly runs inside to check. He breathes a sigh of relief. He must have been imagining things. His grandfather was too poor. A thief would cry from pity. But then he notices something odd. A plaque, usually flat, stands upright. It reads, "Great Han, Chief of the Capitol Police." He gasps at the ancient plaque. What is this situation? A fierce tiger patrol appears around him, swirling with power. This plaque his grandfather left. It couldn't possibly be a divine artifact or something like that. He checks the backside. There is writing, Wei. It's his surname. Could it be ancestral? He smiles, thinking their ancestors were wealthy. A sharp sensation hits his finger, cutting him. Blood falls onto the plaque. The plaque glows, and a powerful energy surges. It displays a decree. It's a command for the Chief of Capitol Police. A disturbance has polluted the Divine Land. Any strange force or restless spirit encroaching upon the land will be bound and executed. He realizes this is an arrest warrant. And this picture of a red embroidered shoe is the target. He needs information. As long as the matter is an anomaly, there must be evil in it. If ignorant, ask search engines. He searches for red embroidered shoes, but finds only ghost stories. No useful information can be found. He connects the plaque's reaction to the body from next door. He steps outside. What's the matter? A thick fog appears suddenly. He sees a faint red light. No, it's not a police car. This is not his neighborhood. Where is this place? The ritual chant echoes around him. The bride, red finery, carries a grudge, planted in haste. Then he sees her. The ghost woman in the red dress smiles. This is only the beginning. She stares down with burning eyes. Her voice echoes, filled with a deep, ancient rage. She just waits. She tells him he made her wait. Her heart, she claims, nearly broke from the endless waiting. Then, a terrifying roar rips through the air. Pure fury erupts, engulfing everything in its path. Just like that, she shatters. A violent explosion of sharp, broken fragments fills the space around him. He gasps, jolting awake in his bed. The nightmare's grip still tightens around his racing heart. His phone glows, displaying 3000 AM. This is the yin hour, when dark energies are set to peak. His head throbs, a painful reminder of the nightmare's lingering effects. The aftermath truly hurts. A sudden chime breaks the silence. His phone lights up with a new email notification, unexpected and late. He stands, looking at the screen. A strange dark stain spreads on his floor. An email at this hour? The screen shows an interview notice for the Folklore Museum. It's an unexpected offer. He reads the details, 5,000 a month, plus food and housing. The offer feels surprisingly good. The next day, at noon, he arrives at the traditional-looking Folklore Museum for his interview. He calls out, announcing his arrival. He's ready for the interview, feeling hopeful about the job. He complains about the journey. Navigation failed near the museum. He thinks they should pay his travel fare. He sees an old man, the boss, absorbed in his pipe. Our guy is left confused, asking, "Boss?" The boss sits silently, eyes closed, seemingly oblivious. He just smokes, deep in his own world. The boss finally opens his eyes. Our guy quickly apologizes, feeling a bit awkward and flustered. The boss leans forward, a serious look on his face. There's something he needs to check first. He asks a direct, unsettling question. "Young man, are you afraid of ghosts?" The air grows heavy. Our guy scoffs, instantly dismissing the idea. "Ghosts? We are all materialists. There are no ghosts." He thinks the owner is eccentric. He worries this place might genuinely hold something unclean, despite his words. Secretly, he grips a crouching tiger plaque behind his back. It's his hidden protection, just in case. The boss thinks about his strong yang energy. Surely, nothing bad could happen to this young man, right? He shrugs internally. Our guy applied at 3 a.m. himself. He wasn't forced into this job after all. The boss gestures, leading the way. He wants to show our guy the work environment first. A cold shiver runs down his spine. It was warm outside, but inside, the chill is instant and eerie. He glances at the paper dolls. They stare back, their painted faces truly sinister in the dim light. He comments on the museum's size, trying to sound casual. It's much bigger than he expected. He spots an open soda bottle, flat and abandoned. Who left this here? What a strange waste. The boss points to a section. Inside, there's a bedroom, living room, and bathroom. That's your living area. Our guy asks if he can go in and take a look around. He wants to inspect his new potential home. The boss hesitates, then insists. "No, that's where you'll live. Go see it, I'll wait outside." Our guy realizes this job won't be simple. He's glad he brought his protective, crouching tiger plaque. He decides to search thoroughly. He hasn't signed the contract yet. If the plaque reacts, he's gone. The boss thinks of his late son, Yang. This is the 4th person he's hired in just half a month. If this one runs in fear, like the others, then perhaps the museum is truly destined to close forever. He remembers the knocking, the blood streaming down the walls, and the thing wrapped in a blanket. Our guy, now wrapped in a blanket, confronts the boss. He's clearly terrified, asking what's happening. The boss watches him, thinking his yang energy keeps him safe. He's oblivious to the spirits behind our guy. A monstrous green spirit glows ominously, its red eyes fixed. Our guy senses something strange, a faint presence. He doesn't hesitate. A sudden, powerful punch connects. The spirit recoils. It's a solid hit. The spirit screams in pain. "Hiss! No, burning. It's so hot." It feels our guy's intense vitality. Is this what it feels like to hit a ghost? He wonders. It feels like cotton, strangely satisfying, even addictive. The spirit tries to flee, leaving faint footprints. "Hey, trying to run?" Our guy calls out, giving chase. The spirit, defeated, begs him to stop. "This is my territory. My ghost brothers and sisters won't forgive you." Meanwhile, a skeletal spirit sips from a bottle. "Wonderful, wonderful," it sighs, calling the liquid fine wine. A female ghost warns the first one. They manifest with difficulty. The kid's energy is too strong. They can't touch him. Our guy scans the area. "Oh, there's another unclean thing here," he states, spotting the new spirits. The female ghost speaks up. "Young man, don't be so arrogant." She tries to stand her ground, but our guy moves fast. He hits the skeletal ghost, knocking the bottle away. The spirit cries out in pain. The female ghost screams, "Little brother, stop. My body is weak, it can't handle this nonsense." The skeletal ghost, recovering, clarifies, "That's Cola. There was nothing like this in your time." The female ghost is stunned. "He can hit ghosts. Is he an exorcist?" She complains about his lack of mercy. The skeletal ghost cuts her off. "Enough, stop crying. If we're talking about age, can you even compare?" Our guy realizes these are harmless wandering spirits. They haven't fed on blood or killed anyone. No need for extermination. He sees only faint outlines. If I face a formidable evil spirit, what am I supposed to do? He worries. A system message appears. Chief of Police who slays spirits can obtain weapons. No achievements, no treasure. A treasure? He thinks, eyes widening. This plaque comes with weapons that can exterminate evil? The plaque reveals 5 skill-free tricks to open insight and explore yin and yang. He can see spiritual forms directly. He reads the first method. Collect bull's tears and other ingredients. Ha! Too expensive, he declares, skipping it. The second method. Extract and swallow a blue-eyed crow's pupil. No way, too disgusting, he shouts, terrified, and skips it. He quickly skips the third and fourth methods, deeming them too dangerous. Isn't there even one reliable way? He finds the fifth method, wipe eyes with willow leaves, dew, and a yin entity at midnight. This is it. By the way, he muses, I'm really unlucky to have mysteriously settled in this place inhabited by ghosts. He decides to open his eye first for easier escape. Everything is ready. All that's missing is the yin entity. He looks at the 2 doll-like spirits. No, I haven't reached the point of madness to soak you to. He spots a torn fishing net and insecticide. Are these the yin entities related to these 2? He asks. He picks up a small knife. This is either stinking or poisonous. How would I dare use it? He exclaims. He decides on the knife. I have no other choice, he thinks. Now, he just waits for midnight. He addresses the spirits. I'm going home to grab some things. You 3 stay here quietly, no trouble. Walking through the city, he sees people mourning. Incense burns before a memorial for someone lost. He approaches a man. Excuse me, did something happen over there? The man replies, don't you know? The man explains, it's a family whose daughter was killed. The old lady raised her alone, now her rest is gone. Our guy thinks it's heinous, but not his concern. He'll get his things and return to the museum quickly. Back at the museum, he's overjoyed. It worked, he exclaims, a wide grin spreading across his face. The 3 spirits stare, surprised. Sir, are you alright? The skeletal ghost asks. Young man, what are you doing? He points to his eye, triumphant. It actually worked. I truly see ghosts while I'm alive, he shouts excitedly. He confirms he couldn't hear them before. Now, under the willow water's influence, he can hear everything. The female ghost points. Look, he came back with a girl who doesn't talk either, right? She says. Our guy's face drops in horror. He sees her, a girl in a red dress, standing there. His new sight changes everything. The main character stares in horror. Red embroidered shoes, a ghost. She's really here, not just a nightmare. The large water ghost, oblivious, asks the red shoe ghost where she died. Our guy tries to call the water ghost back, but it's too late. The water ghost's eye glows red as dark hair tentacles grab him. He struggles, gasping. He cries that she's not playing fair. The tentacles completely engulf him and he groans in agony. Our guy realizes this is bad. The mindless water ghost is turning into an evil spirit because of the red shoe ghost. He has to stop this now, or there will be 2 evil spirits in the room. He risks everything, activating his power. Golden energy bursts from him, pushing back the dark tentacles. The red shoe ghost recoils as the golden light explodes. The golden energy continues to radiate, freeing the water ghost and pushing the red shoe ghost back. Her form flickers. He shouts at the other ghosts, the skeletal one, the girl, the small boys, to seize the moment and escape. But he feels his body growing heavy, realizing the crouching tiger plaque drains his strength. This is not good. He wonders why he can't repel her directly like in his dream. She's much stronger in reality. He feels the difference. He knows he's her sole target now, and he worries about how many more times he can use the plaque's power. A deep, inexplicable rage burns within him. He yells at the red shoe ghost, demanding she be reasonable. Every grievance has an owner, every debt a debtor, he insists. There's no grudge between them, so why target him? He even asks if her parents taught her manners. But she only gets more agitated, her face twisting into a monstrous grin. Dark hair thrashes around her. He realizes reasoning with a female ghost is pointless. There's no talking to her. He declares he has no choice but to fight her to the end. This is a battle he must win. He activates the crouching tiger plaque again, summoning a fierce tiger spirit behind him. He's ready. He vows he'll pluck her hair until she's bald, even if it exhausts him. He's determined to defeat her. Thunder and lightning erupt from his power, striking the red shoe ghost. She screams as the bolts hit her. The relentless lightning continues to blast, driving her further away. She can't withstand this power. Just like that, The red shoe ghost disappears, leaving only a dark puddle and smoke. She's gone for now. The other ghosts are stunned. They wonder if he drove her away with words or if it was the thunder. The water ghost explains that his master's Taoist methods are profound, and the word becomes law. He looks impressed. Our guy collapses, completely drained, his body feeling empty. The energy expenditure was immense. The other ghosts rush to him, worried. They gather around, concern etched on their spectral faces. The water ghost thanks him profusely for saving them, saying he would feel guilty forever if anything happened. Our guy assures them he's fine, promising a quick recovery. He tries to put them at ease. He wakes up in his bed, the ghosts gathered around him. He's still a bit weak, but recovering. A system message pops up. Preventing wandering spirits from turning into evil spirits grants 1 achievement point. He learns about ghost exorcism, an ancient art. This is the divine ability he needs to control. As the leader of Crouching Tiger, he must master ghost exorcism. It's his path forward. He notes that normally it requires a medium, but with 5 ghosts already in the museum, he has an advantage. If he can convince them to accept his control, he'll be much more confident against future evil spirits. He has a plan. He looks around, but the ghosts are gone. He's confused. Where did they all go? Then he sees them, red embroidered shoes, facing his bed. A chill runs down his spine. He understands now. The evil spirit has fully resolved to haunt him. This is far from over. This was only the beginning. The real storm hasn't hit yet. Our guy questions the spirits he summoned. He asks a bald green ghost and a black-haired woman how they died. The bald ghost says he fell into water while fishing. The woman, a painter, ingested pesticide by mistake. Our guy calls their deaths pathetic, noting these skills won't help him exorcise demons. He asks the next ghost. It's a skeletal warrior. He can't recall his name or how he died, but remembers serving Commander Chi. He fought Japanese pirates, then fell asleep, waking up in this strange new era. Our guy is completely stunned. The Chi army, he exclaims, realizing this ghost is centuries old. He wonders why he's not a ghost king. He asks the warrior if he knows any swordsmanship. The warrior confirms basic military arts like broadsword and spear. He humbly states he's no general, just a soldier. Our guy is thrilled, calling him reliable. He finally has someone to use his ghost-taming powers on. He asks the warrior for help, apologizing for the trouble. The warrior bows deeply, pledging his entire being. My humble 7-foot body is at your command, my lord. Our guy begins a powerful ritual, chanting ancient words. Mountains crack, bearing the seal. All gods submit. Light erupts from his hands, enveloping the warrior. The warrior transforms into a formidable, glowing green figure. Our guy feels an indescribable connection, sensing the soldier's soul now in his right hand, under his control. The transformed warrior asks what's next. Our guy grins, declaring it's time to return the favor. Whoever came knocking will get a response. The other 2 ghosts cheer wildly, praising their mighty boss. But then, our guy stuns them all. He says they need to file a police report right now. The other ghosts are shocked, asking if he's crazy to call cops for a ghost. They can't believe it. Our guy is in a dark room, noticing red embroidered shoes. He realizes the previous victim's shoes are gone. He believes the courtyard from his dream is real and ideal for trapping the female ghost. He prepares for action. He carefully places the red shoes into a box. This is his evidence, his way to get help. He goes to the police station, reporting a ghost is trying to kill him. The officer is visibly confused. A ghost is trying to kill me, he repeats. The officer tries to process this unbelievable report. Our guy sighs, knowing it's hard to convince police about ghosts and supernatural events. He expected this. Just then, a sharp-looking woman named Jo Yi steps in. She tells the officer to busy himself elsewhere. I'll handle this, she states. The officer salutes her instantly, acknowledging her authority. Jo Yi gestures for our guy to follow her. She lights a cigarette, asking if he minds the smoke. He says it's fine. Our guy observes her, realizing she's from a special operations group, a professional agent. She's clearly sent from higher-ups. Jo Yi gets straight to business, asking about his ghost encounter now. He explains, it began with a dream, a small building, a locust tree, and a female ghost by a stone well. She was just sitting there, watching him. Jo Yi reviews his file, noting no recent ghost contact. No dangerous travel either. She suspects yin energy exposure from his old residential area caused a nightmare. This combined with murder news. She acknowledges a real haunting is possible, but people are usually depressed. After such events, he should be more sensitive, but he's not. She stares intently at him now. He thinks she's trying to see right through him, like she wants to strip him bare. It's intense. She asks if there are any other signs besides the dream. If not, they'll need other methods. Other methods to verify his claims. She sits on his desk, still watching him with piercing eyes. Our guy pulls out the box with the red shoes. He hopes she's a true professional, ready for this. Otherwise, she's the one who'll have nightmares tonight. He opens the box, revealing the ominous contents. Joey's eyes widen dramatically as she sees the shoes. She's utterly shocked by what she finds. Back at a crime scene, Joey is horrified. The talismans fail to seal it. The red shoes are gone. This is a malicious spirit, a high-class one. She questions what it's trying to do next. The captain and Zhao Yi are back, reporting their mission. The captain greets Zhao Yi, a Wyming sect disciple. Zhao Yi introduces his team members, Xuan Yi and another guy, who reported earlier via earpiece. The captain asks Xuan Yi to describe the dream courtyard in detail. He pulls out a prepared drawing. Everyone is completely stunned. The captain and his team stare, eyes wide, at the incredible artwork. This? The captain stutters, utterly shocked by the talent. Zhao Yi asks about the discovery. The captain is speechless, tears welling. His drawing skills are actually this incredible, even better than mine. Zhao Yi replies, that's a given, with a smirk. He explains his ghost-taming ability was used for the drawing. He controlled the wandering soul of the pesticide, drinking Big Sis, a professional landscape painter. Zhao Yi asks if the dream location is crucial for subduing the malicious spirit, showing his quick understanding. The captain confirms. You're quite smart, she explains. Malicious spirits grow powerful when negative emotions align. These intense negative emotions resonate with the environment, making the spirits grow stronger and more ferocious. Malicious spirits are unique, possessing immense power from tragic encounters. Fighting them head-on is unwise. They must find the source of the spirit's negative emotions. This is their only chance to weaken it. The captain notes the smoke from Zhao Yi's cigarette taking shape. This woman is something else, she thinks. Malicious spirits were once human, but now they're trapped in intense negative emotions, constantly reliving torment. They live a fate worse than death. The goal is deliverance, destroying the ghost completely. They locate the source, a former opera theater in Jiangnan, sealed after a past incident. Let's go, the captain orders. Yes, ma'am, Xuan Yi responds, ready to move. The captain turns to Zhao Yi, dismissing him. You can go back and rest, she says. This world isn't for ordinary people. She suspects his secret. Actually, Zhao Yi starts, trying to speak. Xuan Yi hands him a talisman for protection. Zhao Yi reminds him, your talismans couldn't suppress that malicious spirit, right? He calls out the weakness. Xuan Yi is deeply offended. First his drawing skills, now he's roasting my talismans. Don't I have any pride? He exclaims, then angrily shoves 2 talismans at Zhao Yi. Sorry, we're in a hurry, Xuan Yi says. Zhao Yi must sign an NDA and leave on his own. Zhao Yi watches them depart. He makes a quick decision, running after them. Wait for me, he shouts. He's suddenly surrounded by thick, eerie smoke, disorienting him completely. The air grows heavy. This is bad, he thinks, his heart pounding. Don't tell me, he knows what's happening. His feet lift from the ground. He's pulled into the swirling vortex of green mist. He realizes he's been dragged into the illusory dream again. The familiar dread washes over him, but this time is different. He sees shadowy figures in the mist. Why are these people here too? He spins, disoriented, the dreamscape solidifying around him. He feels a sudden, urgent dread. Panic sets in. My waist tag, where's my waist tag? He screams, frantically searching for protection. The pesticide-drinking Big Sis ghost appears, her eyes glowing red, a terrifying smile on her face. You're back again, see, she hisses, her voice chilling him to the bone. She lunges forward. Her face is distorted, horrifying, a long tongue lolling out. She stares with pure malice. Since you're here, this time, stay here forever, she snarls, sealing his fate. She attacks, a massive brush impaling him through the chest. His body convulses from the brutal strike. He screams in agony, a piercing cry filling the dream. He is trapped, utterly at her mercy. He screams awake, shards of glass exploding around him. His chest burns with an intense, searing pain. He's back. 2 talismans, now fading to ash, saved him from the nightmare. He clutches his torn shirt, still shaking from the encounter. A malicious spirit, so terrifying, it affected reality directly through his dream. He realizes how close he was to death. His loyal, skeletal assistant asks if he's alright. Our guy just stares, the shock slowly giving way to grim determination. He confirms he's fine, but the incident changes everything. He can't just sit around waiting for death anymore. No way. He makes a decision, a big one. They need to move. He announces they are heading out, directly to Jangnan. A few days later, they arrive. It's a dilapidated courtyard in Jangnan. An old man sits, singing a mournful tune. The song speaks of an auspicious day, a sedan chair lifted, and a red trousseau. He listens, intrigued by the lyrics. The old man continues, singing of cloth, sorrow, and hasty tailoring. Our guy watches him, sensing something deeper here. He approaches the old man, who sips tea, seemingly lost in his own world. This place feels heavy, full of untold stories. Our guy politely asks if he is Mr. Jung. The old man looks up, surprised, a rare visitor disturbing his peace. The old man says it's been a long time since anyone visited his little place. This is quite a rarity, he notes. He explains that everyone he knew has passed away. Their descendants gradually stopped coming, leaving him alone here. Our guy finds this hard to believe. He presses the old man, asking if truly no one has come to visit him before. The old man pauses, a strange glint in his eyes. Our guy carries a large instrument case, a heavy burden on his back. That's when the old man notices it. A small mole on our guy's back. He's shocked. How could anyone see that? Our guy quickly covers it, explaining he plays traditional music. He's here for inspiration, hence the large, unusual instrument. He then reveals the truth. It's an 8-faced Han sword, hidden inside the zither case for self-defense. Too much trouble otherwise. He couldn't take it on a train or plane, so he had to hide it. He even shared an unlicensed cab to get here. The old man then mentions that a few young people also came by yesterday, but they didn't even enter the gates. They just turned around and left. Our guy's eyes widen. Zhou and her team were here too? He found the right place. But then, a chilling thought hits him. If Zhou Yi and the others found this place, why didn't they even come inside? He looks around the dilapidated courtyard, a sense of unease growing. The very air feels heavy with something unseen. He notices a tree, its branches stark. A tree within an enclosure. It forms the Chinese character for trapped. Then he sees it clearly, a ghost beneath the wood. It forms the character for locust tree. His blood runs cold. His eyes go wide with horror. In other words, this old man, the one he's talking to, is already. He stares at the old man, who seems unaware of our guy's dawning realization. The truth is horrifying, inescapable. Now he understands. It's not that Zhou and her team didn't want to go in, they thought there was absolutely no need. He suppresses a shiver. He decides to push through, asking the old man about a specific person, the best opera singer in Jangnan. The old man looks surprised, asking how he knows about her. Our guy replies that he found out by chance. The old man sighs, a deep, heavy sound. He's relieved someone knows, thinking he'd take these matters to his grave. He begins the tragic tale, starting from the last few years of the Ming dynasty. The atmosphere turns somber, ancient. In Jangnan, there was a theater, the Zhongxiao Pavilion. One winter, the madam brought back a little girl named Qingyang. Qingyang was beautiful, with a lovely voice. At 16, she debuted and became famous overnight. Everyone adored her. High officials and nobles flocked to hear her sing. Bales of red silk, gifts from patrons, tied to the building like a vibrant cloud. Normally, Qingyang would have continued singing, then retired or married, but fate had other plans for her, cruel plans. The very year Qingyang found her sweetheart, Japanese pirates invaded Jiangnan. They demanded everything, including the best woman. They threatened a massacre. Qingyang, young but with fierce integrity, would rather die than submit to their demands. But over 30 people from the pavilion, even the madam, knelt and begged her. She was their only hope. She went. Qingyang sacrificed herself, accompanying the pirates. Not a single person in the Zhongxiao Pavilion died that day. Later, Ming warriors wiped out the pirates, and Jiangnan was restored. But then came the gossip, the pointing fingers. People smeared her name to justify their own survival. They claimed Qingyang volunteered, calling her a shameless whore without integrity. They pushed her too far. In the end, she threw herself into a well, still wearing the wedding dress she had sewn. The day she died was early autumn, but a massive, blinding white snowstorm fell. Even the heavens wept for her injustice. Our guy watches, stunned, as snow suddenly falls in Jiangnan in early spring. This is it. She is here. Our guy finds the old man's skeletal remains. He sees right away that Qingyang isn't here with him. The old man's ghost appears, confirming it. He tells Wei Yuan the person who disappointed Qingyang was a soldier. That soldier died in battle, fighting crazed Japanese pirates. He wrote many letters to Qingyang. The old man explains if the pension letter had arrived just 3 days sooner, Qingyang wouldn't have died. He urges Wei Yuan to look at the letters. These stories are important, they shouldn't be forgotten by anyone. Wei Yuan agrees, wanting to see them himself. He reaches out, ready to understand the tragic history. The old man holds a small box. He still owes Qingyang 3 kowtows, too afraid to say sorry. He reveals the letters hold a burning attachment, full of love and future expectations for their land. Burning them would cause immense damage to the ghost. Doing it in front of her would collapse her spirit. Wei Yuan senses the immense power. He reassures the old man, promising he won't burn the precious letters. He then asks if this courtyard is the famous Chunqiao Pavilion, a place of significance for them. The old man shakes his head. He wishes it were, wanting to see it one last time before fading. But he's trapped. His obsession keeps him earthbound, unable to leave this small familiar courtyard at all. Wei Yuan looks at him, wondering if the land or his heart's unreleased feelings keep him bound. He tells the old gentleman to wait. He has an idea to help the old man achieve his final wish. 10 minutes pass. Wei Yuan returns, carrying an open umbrella, ready to face the outside world. He holds the umbrella over the old man. "Let's go," he says, offering a supportive hand for the journey. The old man blinks at the bright light. He hasn't been out in so long, the sun is harsh. But then he smiles. He thought he couldn't walk, yet moves fast. He was trapped for too long. The old man expresses his gratitude to Wei Yuan. His spirit glows, finally feeling some peace and freedom. The scene shifts. A grim battle is underway, far from the peaceful courtyard they just left. A voice shouts, warning the captain that the talisman formation is failing. It won't hold much longer now. A monstrous, red-clad ghost is breaking through, surrounded by shattered talismans. Her power is immense. Luckily, Zhou Yi is still alive. But the mission is a failure. This isn't just any vengeful ghost. She's a calamity-level creature, far beyond their initial assessment. Their prepared tools are useless. Wei Yuan is on the ground, struggling. The ghost domain has rendered their spiritual attacks ineffective. They couldn't truly harm her, only managing to wound her subsoul. Their efforts risked everything for little. Dying here isn't the scary part. The true horror is letting such a ferocious creature escape their grasp. The ghost lets out a terrifying hiss, ready to unleash her full power. The air crackles with dark energy. "Xuan Yi, cover me," someone shouts. They can't let this creature get away, even if it costs their lives. The ghost lunges forward, a blur of red and black. "It's coming," a voice yells, bracing for impact. The creature attacks with incredible speed, striking down one of the fighters. Her dark energy pulses violently. Another fighter spits blood, reeling from a blow. The ghost is too strong, too fast for them to handle. Wei Yuan knows they need reinforcements. He raises his hands, preparing a powerful communication talisman. He throws it, hoping to send a desperate plea to the Penglai realm. It's their only chance for survival. But the talisman, instead of flying out, suddenly reverses course. It comes hurtling straight back to him. Wei Yuan stares in disbelief. Why? The talisman was supposed to leave, but it just returned to his hand. He quickly understands. Within this ghost domain, the 8 directions are inverted. All communication is useless. Modern messaging, even their talismans, simply won't work here. They are completely cut off and on their own. Wei Yuan clenches his jaw. They have to rely on themselves now. He'll give it his absolute all to survive. The ghost lunges, her nails extended, striking Wei Yuan's sword. The weapon shatters into pieces instantly. He's wide-eyed, realizing the attack is too fast. He can't dodge it. It's completely over for him. The ghost lands a direct hit. Wei Yuan is thrown back, his body reeling from the immense force of the blow. He crashes to the ground, his weapon destroyed. But he's not defeated yet. He reaches for something else. He pulls out a guqin, a stringed instrument. Wei Yuan of Quanzhou, here to play a song. The past is gone, but tonight, the terrifying haunting of this powerful ghost remains. What happens next? The city is dark, thunder rolls, and lightning flashes. A monstrous red entity with tendrils emerges, threatening the night. Inside a building, an old man, little 15, approaches the terrifying spirit, Qingyang. Officer Zhou, alarmed, tries to stop him. She yells that it's too dangerous, questioning if he has a death wish. Wei Yuan, umbrella in hand, observes calmly. He senses the old man's true desire, to finally find peace. This is what he always wanted. Wei Yuan wonders if they truly have the right to intervene when someone seeks atonement through death. Officer Joe questions him, confused by his calm demeanor. The old man is determined to proceed. He is frail and admits his age, saying he can barely walk. But he walks determinedly towards the spirit. Wei Yuan continues to ponder if people can truly empathize with another's pain. The old man reaches Qingyang. He looks at Qingyang, recalling the painful memories he could never forget. His face is etched with sorrow. With tears streaming down his face, he kneels, deeply apologizing for his past failures. He has so much regret. He kowtows to her, a profound gesture of remorse. He cries out, "I failed you, I failed you." Wei Yuan decides to let him find his closure. The old man, little 15, kowtows to Qingyang again. Officer Joe initially believes this act of apology might resolve the malicious spirit's obsession. She hopes for peace. She thinks if Qingyang died from injustice, this sincere atonement would finally bring her peace. However, her hopes are dashed. The spirit shows no change. The old man's apology had no effect. The monster's rage intensifies, a chilling cackle echoing through the air. Her eyes glow with pure malice. Little 15, undeterred, declares it's time to repay his long-standing debt. He will finally make things right. He pulls out a small candy, a precious memento from his past. It symbolizes his deep bond and immense guilt. He offers it to Qingyang, acknowledging the immeasurable debt he owes her. He says he owes her too much. A flashback shows a young little 15 giving candy to a smiling young Qingyang. It was a moment of innocence, but tragedy struck. The scene shifts to Qingyang being engulfed by a dark, swirling entity, transforming her. Back in the present, little 15, his face full of resolve, offers his life as repayment for his wrongs. He tells Qingyang he'll go on ahead. He is consumed by the spirit's darkness, his body dissolving into light. Wei Yuan confirms that the old man's obsession is now resolved, his soul beginning to disperse into nothingness. He bids farewell to the old gentleman, knowing his own moment to act has finally arrived. The stage is set. Officer Zhou realizes Wei Yuan was never trying to save the ghost. He was granting the old man his final wish. But the spirit's resentment has only grown stronger. It becomes even more malevolent, a terrifying force. Wei Yuan, gripping his guqin-like weapon, prepares for battle. A determined, grim look settles on his face. He moves, abandoning the umbrella. There is only one path forward now, to fight the monstrous entity. He launches into the fray, his blade glowing with energy, engaging the furious spirit directly. He doesn't hesitate. The captain observes the intense fight. He calls out to Wei Yuan, offering his own blade in support. He notes Wei Yuan's raw strength and simple, crisp sword techniques. Each strike is filled with killing intent. Yet, he recognizes this ancient battlefield swordsmanship, effective against humans, holds no advantage against a ghost. Officer Zhou watches in horror. She realizes that if the fight drags on, Wei Yuan faces certain death. Wei Yuan pushes through the pain. He tries desperately to close the distance, dodging the spirit's attacks. He believes he can make a difference if he gets close enough. He needs to get in range. The spirit lashes out with its dark tendrils. Wei Yuan barely avoids a fatal blow, his resolve unwavering. He lunges again, ignoring the danger, his sword aimed true. He needs to end this quickly. He takes a brutal hit, blood splattering across him. The blow sends him reeling backward, stunned. The captain yells at him, frantic, demanding to know what he's trying to do. This is reckless. Wei Yuan stumbles, but his eyes are still fixed on the spirit. He has a plan. Despite the injury, he pushes himself forward, one last desperate gamble. The spirit roars, ready to finish him. Officer Zhou watches, frozen in fear, as Wei Yuan makes his move. This could be his last. What happens next will decide everything. And nobody in that room is ready for it. Wei Yuan lunges forward, his sword a blur. He's fighting hard, blood already staining his shirt, but he pushes through the pain. He slams his blade down, embedding it deep into the ground. Sparks fly as the force of the impact ripples outwards. The battle is intense, but he stands firm. His gaze is sharp, focused, ready for whatever comes next in this fight. He utters a name, a quiet declaration that hangs in the air. Fu Pengyi, a deep connection to the past is revealed. That's when everything shifts. A spectral figure emerges, a woman with long dark hair and glowing red eyes. She is a malicious spirit, a haunting presence. Her arrival changes the entire atmosphere of the room, chilling everything. A story unfolds, painted in fire and blood. Fu Pengyi, a soldier from Jiangnan, enlisted in the Ming dynasty. He fought to defend their divine land, a true hero. But in the 17th year of Emperor Liwu, he fell valiantly in battle. His belongings are returned. A portion goes to his grieving parents, a small comfort in their immense loss. But then there's a letter, stained with blood, and a pension. Both are addressed to his wife, Wan Qi-nyang. Wan Qi-nyang stands, a figure of sorrow. The news of her husband's death shatters her world into tiny pieces. She holds the letter, a last message from her beloved. It's a moment of profound, unbearable grief, a crushing blow. Fu Pengyi had loved books, paintings, and flowers. He was fond of fine wine and beautiful women, but his love for her surpassed it all. His devotion to their country was his only rival. He wrote of the divine land being in peril, their lives laid down for the nation. If he returned, he promised to listen to her sing in Jiangnan. They would never be parted again in this life. But if it was his fate not to return, he would still hear her voice. No matter where she sang, he would hear her. Their generation had to stand as one with their homeland. His promise to her remained. In this life, they would never part. Only death could separate them. These are Fu Pengyi's final, heartbreaking words, etched in blood and sorrow. Outside, the storm rages, mirroring her inner turmoil. Thunder crashes, lightning splits the sky, a violent outpouring. She collapses, clutching the blood-stained letter. Her wails are filled with such deep sorrow, a sound that breaks the heart. Wei Yuan and his female companion watch on. He reflects on the countless things people experience in this world. He wonders if they've ever heard a malicious spirit weep. It's a sound of profound anguish, a sorrow beyond words. Wan Qi-nyang, now a ghost, still weeps. She calls out to her dearest Fu, her voice a mournful echo in the storm. Wei Yuan has resolved her obsession. He steps forward, offering a hand, and she looks up, her red eyes softened. She bows deeply, thanking him for his kindness. Wei Yuan's companion, Xuan Yi, watches with a look of surprise. She's stunned that Wei Yuan could resolve a malicious spirit's obsession so easily. It shatters everything she thought she knew. Wei Yuan asks Wan Qinang if she has regained her senses. She looks at him, her ghost eyes still holding a hint of sadness. She thanks him again, her voice soft. Wei Yuan then asks if she has any remaining wishes, a final desire. Wan Qinang replies that her dearest Fu is long gone. She is already dead, so she shouldn't have any wishes left. But then she hesitates. A new desire flickers in her eyes, a longing for something more than just peace. She wants to see this current era, she says. The land her husband once loved so deeply and fought so hard to protect. Xuan Yi, holding an umbrella, immediately objects. She refuses to allow it, saying they don't know if the spirit is truly harmless. She lunges, trying to stop Wei Yuan, but he easily blocks her. His swordsmanship is far superior, a quick, clean move. Wei Yuan tells Xuan Yi she has no idea how unstable a malicious spirit can be. The consequences could be unimaginable. Wei Yuan has made his decision. He tells Xuan Yi he has wronged her today, but he will repay this debt another day. He offers Wan Qinang his umbrella, a gesture of protection. He will accompany her for one last walk through Jiangnan City. Xuan Yi watches, utterly defeated, as Wei Yuan leads the spirit away. The consequences of this choice are still unknown. The old street stretches out, sunlight warm on the familiar bricks. She gazes around, a wistful smile on her face. I didn't expect this place to still be the same, she says, just like it was back then. She remembers breakfast time, running through here countless times as a child. The memories feel so vivid. Villagers would sell fresh vegetables on both sides of the street. Grains, cabbage, even frosted persimmons in winter. Old Chen's soy sauce shop was here, and a small noodle stall. One man, 3 tables, the real deal. She used to dream of growing old with Fu Long, walking hand in hand here, watching people, seeing children run. This is Jixiang Lane, her favorite place to buy rouge. She believed this shop would never close. She thought women would always need to paint their brows and lips. Some things, she thought, were eternal. But thinking back now, she feels foolish. She shouldn't have dreamed so much about the past. She never expected girls nowadays would stop using rouge. The world changes in ways no one predicts. He was right, she supposes. She thought she could see the new Jingnan for him. But all she sees are scenes from the past. She must look quite foolish to him, the young master. Since rouge is no longer used, she wonders if old songs are no longer sung. Does anyone listen anymore? They do, he replies. The opera is still here, a traditional singing style. It's actually becoming popular. On this ancient land, many things are new. But the old things haven't been forgotten. They're still growing, merging with the new. The divine land embraces everything, he says. And those who deserve to be remembered, he promises, they will never forget them. They arrive at a monument. Miss Wan, look, he says. The names of those who gave their lives for the country are all written here. She's been afraid of ghosts since she was a child. Most people are, avoiding cemeteries, especially at night. But a martyr's cemetery is different. Even children know these heroes will protect them. We, the people of the future, owe them our thanks, he says. And we thank you as well. Her hand reaches out, tracing a name on the monument, Fu Pengyi. Then another, Fu Lung. Miss Wan, is there anywhere else you'd like to go? He asks, his voice soft. No, she replies, her red eyes wide with emotion. There's nothing left for me. Suddenly, his small tiger artifact vibrates. An evil spirit dissipates, and he earns merits. His basic skill, Infused Spirit, unlocks. A dossier on supernatural anomalies, King of God, also unlocks. Two figures rush towards them, a man and a woman, exhausted from running. Captain, one gasps. They're over there. He turns back to her. Wait, he says. Young master, you still have something to say to me, don't you? Is it because I attacked you earlier? She asks, her voice laced with a hint of challenge. You, he states, pulling out his sword. You killed people, innocent people. Her past flashes before his eyes. He activates Infused Spirit, channeling spiritual energy into his sword. It mimics the properties of ghosts and monsters. Qinyan's past, her despair, the malice of human hearts, it all feels so vivid. He can't change it. Sometimes, he realizes, you just can't change the past. Perhaps that's the reality of life. We, he declares, his eyes burning with resolve, only have one choice. A life for a life. He identifies himself, Great Han Director of Retainers, Wei Yuan. He prepares for battle. I see, she says, her face contorting with rage. Then I'm sorry, but I won't just sit here and wait for death. She lets out a terrifying roar, her body erupting in dark energy. Her eyes glow, multiple pupils appearing. The two captains gasp, horrified. No, this is bad, one shouts. Wei Yuan charges forward, sword ready. She stands transformed, a vengeful spirit. The grand battle is unavoidable. Who lives and who dies, they'll find out. The man struggles, his sword held fast. He can't break free, trapped by the woman's monstrous grip. Her eyes glow red, a terrifying sight. She transforms before him, revealing her true demonic self. Long, dark hair frames a face of raw power, sharp claws glinting. She tells him she made him strike. His kind heart wouldn't allow it otherwise, she explains. He stares, stunned by her sacrifice. She asks if he still wants her to sing. He'd requested it earlier, she reminds him. He agrees, taking out his zither now. He will accompany her one last time. She smiles, a melancholic curve of her lips, thanking the young master for this moment. Her haunting song fills the night air. It's a beautiful, sad melody about waking from dreams and radiant spring light everywhere. She sings of standing alone in the deep courtyard. Gossamer threads drift, rippling the spring like spun silk. A delicate scene. The incense has burned to ash, her embroidery tossed aside. Her springtime yearnings remain, just like last year's sorrow. She pauses, a moment of stillness. She adjusts her floral hairpin, a quiet, personal gesture in the vast night before her. Unaware, the mirror steals a half glimpse of her face. Her colorful hairpin leans askew, a small detail in her reflection. He thinks of old Mr. Zhang, dismissing past guilt. The past is the past, he decides. No point in bringing it up again. He feels no desire to forgive anyone. He lets the past remain, sealed in its own time. Her song then finally ends. She tells him this is where they part ways. He asks where she is, confused by her sudden declaration, searching for her. Her soul shatters into countless fragments. It returns to the heavens and earth, dissolving into nothingness. He watches, shocked. Suddenly, our guy is suspended in midair. He sits, playing a zither with impossible grace. Two onlookers stare, bewildered. They can't believe their eyes. How is he doing that? Ghostly figures surround him, supporting his performance, a secret show. One spirit asks if he's done acting cool. Their spirit forms are bloated, it admits. They can't hold out much longer now. He packs his zither, now on the ground. The two onlookers demand to know who he is, their voices filled with questions. He shrugs casually, calling himself an ordinary person. He runs a folklore museum, he explains, inviting them to visit sometime. He walks away, leaving them behind, his zither slung over his shoulder. The scene shifts, a new journey begins for him. The setting changes to a vibrant, ancient-style street at night. A tour guide leads a group on a boat, narrating history. She describes the well-preserved Jiangnan Street. It once had many stalls, a bustling hub of ancient commerce and life. They pass Jixiang Lane, a famous rouge shop. All women wished for its fine products, an essential part of their beauty. Ahead lies Chungxiao Pavilion, a Ming Dynasty theater. It will open to the public soon, offering a glimpse into the past. People will drink tea, watch operas, experiencing ancient Ming dynasty life. He walks, reflecting on the tales of this place. Amidst the misty rain and pavilions of Jiangnan, he wonders, how many romantic tales of the past truly remain? Who remembers? He sighs, a quiet exhalation. He concludes, it's for the best they are forgotten, lost to time and memory forever. The setting changes drastically. A heavy rainstorm rages in the mountains. Fang Cheng, a climber, introduces himself to us. His group got caught in the downpour. They found shelter in a ranger's cabin. The ranger wasn't there, but his daughter was. Fang Cheng needs to relieve himself urgently. He steps out into the pouring rain, making it quick, feeling much better. He notices the cabin lights are still on. He wonders why the ranger's daughter is still awake so late, curiosity piqued. He peeks through the window, a sly glance. Inside, the ranger's daughter is putting on makeup in the dim light. He thinks she's incredibly beautiful. Then, she peels off a piece of her skin, revealing a bony, skeletal hand underneath. His eyes widen in horror, a gasp catching in his throat. The skeletal reflection in the mirror speaks, asking if he agrees. Then the skeletal figure looks directly at him, its voice chilling. "What a lovely piece of skin," it says. Wei Yuan stares at the red embroidered shoes, a new exhibit. He reflects on gaining the confused spirit ability after the Wanqinyang incident. His blood now blends with spirit-taming effects, granting him suppression over anomalies. It feels like he's applying a powerful seal. He inherited a certain burden, meant to counter supernatural threats. The world is changing, and he is part of that change. Thanks to modern tech, he recorded Wanqinyang's final song. Uploaded online, it received unanimous praise from netizens worldwide. A few days later, Wei Yuan relaxes outside his museum. He sips tea, enjoying a moment of peace in the quiet courtyard. A woman peeks from the gate, observing him. She slowly approaches, her expression a mix of concern and curiosity. "Young man, do you live here?" she asks, her voice cautious. Wei Yuan looks up, surprised by the unexpected visitor. He confirms he does, offering to help her. Her gaze sweeps over the old building, a frown forming on her face. "Well, this house of yours isn't quite clean," she states, her tone critical. "You really shouldn't live here." Wei Yuan smiles, amused by her warning. He thanks her, dismissing her concerns about the place being unsafe. "Ma'am, we live in a modern society that relies on science," he explains patiently. "Where would there be any ghosts or monsters?" He adds, confidently, he is young and full of young energy. He isn't afraid of those things she's hinting at. The woman sighs, shaking her head. "You young people nowadays just won't listen. You'll learn it the hard way." Suddenly, a tremor ripples through Wei Yuan's chest. He clutches it, a brief flash of discomfort crossing his face. He sighs. "I just got back from Jiangnan. Can't you let me catch a break first?" He feels weary. A motorcycle speeds into view, pulling up sharply. The rider is revealed to be the woman he was just speaking with. "Curator Wei," she says, dismounting. He recognizes her now. "Officer Zhou?" he asks, surprised by her sudden appearance. She starts to correct him. "Actually, I'm not the cur." But he's already spoken. She holds up a new sword. "I'm here to say thank you," she explains. "The sword you used previously was damaged. This is a token of gratitude." Wei Yuan takes the sword, his eyes widening. "What a fine sword," he exclaims, clearly impressed by its craftsmanship. "I'm glad you like it," she replies. "It was forged last year by the Longquan lineage, very rare." Its craftsmanship and center of gravity rival the sidearms of ancient generals. This is a truly exceptional gift for him. "Officer Zhou, you didn't come here just for this, did you?" Wei Yuan asks, sensing there's more to her visit. She nods. "The Special Operations Group happened to have one. I traded for it as repayment for saving my life." She looks him directly in the eye. "I hope you'll join us, Curator Wei. You aren't an ordinary person." "I'll get straight to the point," she continues. "Over a century ago, spiritual energy that had lain dormant began a revival. This energy had been dormant for nearly a millennium. It was a massive, unforeseen change for the entire world. Taoist and Buddhist factions discovered their cultivation methods were working. Incantations treasured by their sects gained supernatural power. At that time, many factions wanted to attach themselves to the Ming dynasty. They sought power and influence. But along with the possibility of cultivation, other anomalies started appearing as well," she explains. Wei Yuan asks, "Ghosts and monsters?" "To be exact, it was every recorded supernatural incident," she clarifies. "People back then had very little understanding of these. Initially, this caused massive panic and casualties. The world was not prepared for such sudden, terrifying occurrences. To minimize the impact on ordinary citizens, a branch of the Brocade Guards was tasked with suppressing these monsters. Originally, we could still suppress the bizarre incidents, she says, but now, spiritual revival has suddenly accelerated. Demons are appearing in the world far more frequently. Their numbers grow, and the threats become even greater. Curator Wei, your skills are exceptional, she presses. We want you to join us to hunt demons and slay ghosts together. Our lineage recruits Taoist and Buddhist disciples to monitor the world and eradicate demons, she reveals. The Brocade Guards? He asks. She nods, confirming. Their history dates back 2,000 years, starting with the Great Han's Crouching Tiger Colonel. People like them have always existed wherever supernatural anomalies occurred. They've been the silent protectors for millennia. Wei Yuan thanks her for making the trip. Unfortunately, I'm just an ordinary guy watching over a museum. As for joining the Special Operations Group, I think I'll pass, he states, politely declining her offer. The scene shifts to the Special Operations Group upper management. An elder from the Celestial Master's mansion is furious. We got rejected, someone exclaims. How could any cultivator turn down an invitation from them? The elder glares. Little Joe, cut this brat down for me, he orders. Officer Joe draws her sword. She has no choice but to obey. A woman offers our guy a powerful sword, but he shakes his head. He refuses to join their Special Operations Group. He just wants a calm, ordinary life, not slaying demons across the land. But she insists he take the sword. It's a reward for saving her life, she explains, separate from the job offer. He finally takes the blade. She also hands him a special permit. It legally allows him to use cold weapons after stopping a Ghost King. His strength would be wasted if he couldn't fight demons due to secular rules, she emphasizes. He needs this. But abusing the permit for crimes means even harsher punishment, she warns. He accepts the official document. Back home, his ghost companions are in despair. The green-skinned ghost cries out that all the cola is gone. He whines that our guy drank most of it, then gave the last 2 cans to the girl who just left. Our guy just smiles, reminding them they're ghosts. They weren't really alive to begin with anyway. He promises to buy more cola later. The green ghost's despair instantly turns to hope and gratitude. The scene shifts to the police department. Zhou Yi, the woman from before, introduces herself as the case lead. She asks 2 men, Wu Shan and Fang Cheng, to explain what happened on their recent mountain trip. Wu Shan, wearing glasses, states he organized the expedition. Fang Cheng, in the beanie, stares intently at Zhou Yi. He's completely spacing out, lost in thought. He snaps back, apologizing, then compliments her skin. He introduces himself as Fang Cheng, a name he says means accomplishing nothing. Zhou Yi notes his odd behavior. Later, our guy walks through a bustling community market. An old woman tries to sell him homemade seasonings. She claims they boost appetite. He politely declines, assuring her his appetite is perfectly fine as is. Suddenly, he bumps into Fang Cheng. A strange token at Fang Cheng's waist reacts, glowing subtly. Fang Cheng, secretly a monster, is scanning the crowd. He judges the men as too rough, too weathered. He dismisses the elderly as too coarse. He judges the women too, saying their makeup ruins natural skin. No one in the market meets his bizarre criteria. He's looking for something specific, something perfect. He remembers the female cop, Zhou Yi. Her skin was good, he thinks, but her identity makes her a difficult target. He's desperate. His own skin is deteriorating, and he needs new materials fast. Time is running out. He watches a teacher bid farewell to her students. A young boy walks by, catching his attention. Fang Cheng's eyes gleam with a sinister hunger. So tender, such tender skin, he whispers to himself. He imagines ripping off the boy's skin, soaking it in a spell, then attaching it to his own body. The boy turns into a narrow alley. Fang Cheng's smile widens. This is his chance, his perfect opportunity. He follows, his movements quick and predatory, but just as he enters the alley, a hand shoots out. It grabs him by the throat, lifting him clear off his feet. Fang Cheng chokes, his eyes wide with shock. It's our guy, Zhang Yun. Fang Cheng is stunned by the immense, unexpected strength. He can barely breathe. This monster is a painted skin slave. A child is in danger. The alley is silent. Everything hangs in the balance. Can our guy stop this creature? This was only the beginning. The real storm hasn't hit yet. The fight is on. Our guy throws a punch, a powerful strike straight at his opponent. He's not holding back at all. But the enemy just takes it. He doesn't even flinch, just stands there. Something is seriously wrong here. Our guy hits again. A fierce blow, but it just bounces off. There's no impact, no real resistance. He throws another punch, then kicks with all his might. The opponent just absorbs it, unmoving. It's unsettling. He lands a sharp kick to the leg. The enemy's body reacts strangely, almost like it's made of rubber. It's a brutal attack, drawn from the battle-forged memories of ancient warriors, one of the most ruthless techniques. Our guy lands the strike, a powerful blow to the chest. He thinks this will finally be enough. But then he realizes his strike had absolutely no effect. The enemy just stands there, completely unharmed. He tries to block, to defend himself, but it's already too late for any defense now. He's shocked. It's like the guy doesn't even have bones. This isn't a normal human. The enemy just stumbles back, momentarily off balance, but still unfazed by the powerful blow he just took. Our guy goes in for a close attack, trying to find a weakness. He's desperate to end this. He pushes the enemy down, forcing him to the ground. This strange foe is finally showing damage. He looks at the defeated enemy. It's just a painted skin, an empty hide. Nothing substantial is left inside. Our guy holds up his token, a symbol of his authority. The badge glows with a powerful, ancient energy. He channels spiritual energy, empowering his next move. This isn't just a physical fight anymore. He slashes with his blade, cutting through the empty skin. It's a clean, decisive move to finish the job. The skin goes limp, deflated and hollow. It's just an empty shell, discarded and lifeless on the ground. Our guy makes a call. He needs backup, explaining the unusual situation to someone named Joe. Captain Joe arrives with an officer. The officer reports parents picked up all children except for one. The officer also mentions the missing child's parents still haven't arrived. It's a worrying detail in this chaos. Our guy asks Joe about her situation. He wants to know what she's found, what she's dealing with. She explains the painted skin thrall, a human devoured by a ghost. No organs, not even bones, were left. She touches the empty skin, revealing its true nature. Only one soul and spirit remain, trapped inside this hide. She then looks at the skin, recognizing the face. It's Feng Cheng, a survivor from a past mountain disappearance case. Our guy is shocked. He asks if she recognizes him. This case is clearly connected to something bigger. Joel confirms it. Feng Cheng was one of the survivors. She remembers the details of that old case clearly. Our guy asks, one of? He realizes there must be another survivor, another piece to this puzzle. Joe explains the other survivor is named Wushan. He was the one who organized that fateful mountain climb. She tells our guy to get on the motorcycle. They need to move fast, to find Wushan immediately. He thanks her, puts on his helmet, and they speed off. The search for Wushan is now critical. They arrive at Quanshi Police. The officer explains Wushan was found, but he's also just an empty skin. This thing wearing Wushan's skin isn't a thrall. It's the painted skin itself. It's far more dangerous. It vanished after shedding Wushan's skin. This demon is now loose in a modern city of millions. It changes appearance, creates thralls, uses modern transport. Worst of all, it looked right at the camera. This demon understands technology. In the worst case, all of Quanshi could become a city of human skins. Demons are evolving with the times. Faced with such a cunning painted skin, what happens next changes everything. She thanks him, ready to help with this strange new mission. He's grateful for her support. The older agent presents vital supplies on a silver tray. This is serious gear for a serious task. First, an earpiece for direct communication. It links him to an elite intelligence team for backup. They offer citywide surveillance, target positioning, and even police support when he needs it. Then, a temporary ID with higher clearance than he's ever had before. It shows their trust. And this medicine from Mount Longhu is next level. Nano-processed, it works fast on cultivators. It fills his meridians with spiritual energy for 3 hours, boosting his strength and stamina. He can't believe it. His old Crouching Tiger waist tag never offered anything this powerful. He realizes they can even request custom talismans. The former brocade guards are impressive. He asks about the missing people. She confirms they vanished climbing a new mountain. This mountain just popped up out of nowhere. All the cases link back to it, she explains. Zhao Yi and a police team are already there, sending back drone photos of the strange peak. The photos arrive, showing a steep mountain range. It looks like a fierce tiger resting. Analysis data confirms high spiritual energy around the mountain, even 70 miles out. He looks at the data, a deep crease forming in his brow. This situation is more complex. She jokes he won't make his braised pork today. He promises to treat her next time. She hands him the file on the mountain and the missing people, then speeds off on her bike. He looks at his household spirits, who are all looking pitiful. They miss his cooking. He offers them some braised pork and a bottle of soda. Their eyes light up with joy. He reads the file. A mountain appearing suddenly next to Jungnan Circuit is truly bizarre. He pulls out his crouching tiger waist tag. He wonders if it will react to this anomaly. The tag begins to tremble in his hand, then glows with a powerful golden light. A scroll forms in the air, unfurling before his eyes, revealing an image of the mountain. Text appears on the scroll, supernatural anomalies. The air crackles with energy around him. Another image emerges, a temple perched on the mountain. The tag pulses harder now. More text appears, Mountain Lord's Temple. He gasps, recognizing the ancient name. The tag flares violently, red light bursting from it. A powerful ancient presence awakens. The scroll reveals the Mountain Lord was once ordained, but became uncontrollable through blood sacrifices. It was subdued by the Colonel Director of Retainers and Celestial Master Zhang Daoling. They struck down mountains and destroyed illicit temples. The seal was powerful. But then, a new message flashes across the scroll. Seal broken. His eyes snap open wide, horror dawning on his face. He knows what this means. He shouts, "Who is it?" A monstrous, grinning ghost appears right behind him. Our guy slams his glowing blade down, shattering glass everywhere. He scoffs, calling this little ghost insignificant, nothing compared to Qin Yang. Multiple shadowy, snake-like figures with glowing red eyes emerge, surrounding him. He stands firm, an electric aura crackling around him. With a powerful swing, his blade cuts through the dark energy. He looks up, a giant spectral warrior manifesting behind him. The blue energy of his sword tears through the shadowy forms. One humanoid ghost, hit hard, recoils in pain. Our guy raises a finger, a ghost-taming talisman appearing. Blue energy wraps around the ghost, trapping it tight. He extends his hand, summoning the talisman, pulling the ghost closer. The ghost looks stunned as it's reeled in. Our guy stands over the now-contained ghost, telling it to come closer. He then asks it a few questions. Holding a soda, he asks why it came here. The ghost, a black figure with red eyes, nervously explains its presence. It was just wandering when it sensed an aura it disliked. It continues its explanation, looking directly at our guy. The aura wasn't strong, so it wanted to tear it to pieces, following its instinct right here. The ghost points to our guy's hip, revealing the source of the discomfort, a golden, ornate waist tag. Our guy takes out the tag, looking surprised. He finally understands why Wan Qinyang sought him out earlier. He reflects on the ancient role of the Colonel Director of Retainers, a powerful demon suppressor, but notes that was long ago. He admits he's the only one left, a rookie still learning ghost taming and spirit infusion techniques. The crouching tiger waist tag, lost for 1,000 years, has a weakened aura now, barely intimidating anyone. This aura, meant to intimidate, now might actually enrage and attract demons instead. He confronts the ghost. He asks if it has harmed people. The ghost kneels, pleading that it only drains some young energy. It claims this only shortens lifespans by months, not killing anyone. Our guy dismisses its flimsy lies. He sees its vicious nature unlocked, clear signs of it turning into a malicious spirit. He declares his judgment. He cannot let it live. He understands that as the last Colonel Director, he's a prime target for all demons. Since he can't hide from this fate, he must find a way to improve his strength. The golden waist tag glows. He recalls slaying a thrall and exorcising this ghost, earning 3 merits. This is enough to open the Great Han's treasury. Golden light streams down from above, illuminating the tiled floor around him. The treasury has finally opened. Energy flows around his feet. A glowing scroll unfurls from the sky, revealing the weaponry vault, ranked first tier. 2 magnificent swords appear, one long, one short, described as the Celestial Master's Mansion, Twin Dragon, and Tiger Swords. Our guy is surprised. Recalling Zhou Yi said, the Celestial Master's Mansion leads Taoist factions in this era. He remembers these swords as sacred relics, enshrined in their hall, passed down from the first Celestial Master. His eyes widen in shock, a disturbing thought forming. He wonders if the swords enshrined in their hall are fakes. The scene abruptly shifts to a dark, run-down apartment. A chilling voice whispers from the shadows, "My sweet son." A man with blue hair leans over a sleeping child, a disturbing, hungry look on his face. He grins maniacally, green eyes glowing, steam rising. Hungry, hungry, so hungry. This was only the beginning. Our guy stands before ancient texts, each one a divine tome. He sees records from Zhang Yuanzhu, Zhuge Liang, and Master Xuanzang. These aren't just books. They're cultivation classics, unrevealed secrets, and powerful seals. He's surrounded by history's most potent knowledge. He also notices the Twin Dragon and Tiger Swords manual. It's from the Eastern Han Dynasty, full of cultivation scriptures. But most of the physical weapons and magical artifacts are gone, lost to time. Only a few, like the swords, remain in the vault. The Colonel Director of Retainers must have acquired these swords in an unusual way. That's why they were hidden, preserved here. He realizes something profound. While weapons are lost, not a single ancient tome is missing. They're all here, perfectly preserved. These are the handwritten cultivation classics from vast divine lands, even civilizations that contacted them. All their esoteric secrets are here. He holds his crouching tiger colonel badge. In every auto-commandery, supernatural anomalies and dark forces are thoroughly investigated. He looks at the vast library of knowledge. This is what nothing left uninvestigated truly means. Every secret, every truth. But with his current cultivation level and the merits he holds, it's still not enough. He can't redeem or use these powerful items. Right now, he can only access basic talismans, simple sword techniques, and records detailing classifications of demons and anomalies. He has too few merits. He knows he must spend them where they matter most. It's a critical decision. His most urgent task is to find clues about the painted skin demon. He needs the Great Han's treasury to help him. Relying on himself to find one painted skin demon among millions in Quanxi is impossible. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. He navigates to the monster section in the records. This is where he'll find information about painted skin monsters. Here are most of the records on painted skin monsters. Many were hunted and slain by past Colonel Directors of Retainers. He finds that 2 of these records have connections to the Mountain Lord. This narrows down his search significantly. Of those 2, only 1 connects to the painted skin thrall he slew. Excellent, the target is locked. He has his lead. He selects the record, Painted Skin Demon Moondew Shadow Reflection. It's an ancient secret technique from the Lingyue people. This technique preserves a piece of information, a memory. To view it, he must consume 1 merit. He doesn't hesitate. Merit 1. He spends the merit. A golden light flares around him. The record begins to activate. A strong gust of wind blows through, echoing with a whoosh. The vision starts to take shape around him. He opens his eyes wide. This is a phantom of history, a record of demons and ghosts. He's stepping back in time. He finds himself in an ancient town. It's a reflection, a memory. These people cannot see him. He's just an observer. A man from the Li family is wailing, crying over his dead wife. He doesn't know how he'll live without her. Other villagers are dismissive. They call the dead woman a fat, ugly hag, blind in one eye. Her death means nothing to them. One villager defends her, saying her mother was a spirit medium. But another scoffs, pointing out her daughter still died. Our guy realizes this is a story, a demon hunting event recorded by an ancient Colonel Director of Retainers for future generations. Not every demon gets this kind of detailed record. Only significant events are preserved as Moondew Shadow Reflections. The ancient colonel's voice seems to tell him, "Future descendant, listen closely as I tell it to you." The story unfolds. The story begins with the death of this Li family man's wife in a small town, but the true cause runs deeper. Earlier, the Li wife, exhausted, had stopped in a neighboring town. The young, kind Tian daughter saw her and sent her food. The Tian daughter was beautiful, only 16. The Li wife became consumed with envy, wishing she had her looks. This is the start. A woman wakes up, disoriented, screaming at the man who tries to touch her. She claims she's an unmarried maiden, demanding he leave immediately. The commotion draws neighbors, confirming she's alive. They identify her as the youngest daughter of the Tian family from a nearby town. Her descriptions of her parents' names and the town's scenery perfectly match what everyone knows. It's an undeniable connection. Townspeople quickly send word. Days earlier, the real Miss Tian had fallen into a coma during an outing and just woke up. This means there are now 2 Miss Tians. The villagers gather, seeking an official to judge this strange, confusing case. The ugly Miss Tian kneels before her parents, filled with joy, hoping they will recognize her. But they don't. Her parents recoil in disgust. They call her blind and ugly, pulling their robes from her grasp, disgusted by her touch. The officials quickly make their judgment. They order the ugly Miss Tian to return with the Li family lout she woke up with. She washes her face with tears every day, enduring the lazy lout's unwanted advances. Her life is a constant torment. Her personality, shaped from childhood, clashes with his lazy ways. She often misses her family, leading to brutal beatings. She even gives birth to 2 daughters during this miserable life. But the conflict between them only grows more intense. One day, the lazy lout, drunk and enraged, beats Miss Tian with too much force. He doesn't stop and she dies. After accidentally killing her, the lout sobers up, struck by terror. He needs to cover his tracks immediately and completely. That very night, he disposes of her body in the mountain behind town. He tells everyone his wife simply ran away. Because she had already died once and was ugly and despised, everyone avoids the subject. The matter is glossed over. The lazy lout expects wild wolves on the mountain to eat her body, erasing all evidence of his monstrous crime. But fate has a different plan. Who would have ever known that Miss Tian would actually wake up again? Her skeletal form sits on the shore, watching a boat filled with laughing, happy people pass by. A stark contrast to her. She sees her old body on the ship. That's her face, her skin. She recognizes the beautiful woman living her life. A man in white approaches the skeleton. He introduces himself as Mr. Wang, offering a strange kind of comfort. It was meant as kindness, but it brought disaster, he muses. Are people truly so shallow, judging only by appearance? He looks at the skeleton, then back at the ship. Do you wish for revenge? He asks, his voice calm and steady. The skeleton looks at the man in white. There's something familiar about him. A shocking realization dawns on her. Wait, she thinks, a cold shiver running through her non-existent bones. Could he be the other man? The beautiful Miss Tian is at home, her husband leaving for the Yamen. She bids him a sweet farewell, smiling. She looks at her reflection in the mirror, admiring her beautiful skin. Oh, right, I am Miss Tian now, she whispers. A chilling crack echoes from behind her. She turns, startled, as a dark figure with glowing red eyes appears in the doorway. Her eyes widen, reflecting pure terror. The figure is a skeleton, cloaked in shadows, holding sharp, gleaming scissors. The skeleton attacks, swift and brutal. It lunges, the scissors flashing, aiming directly for the beautiful woman's skin. The beautiful Miss Tian falls, screaming. The skeleton stands over her, scissors in hand, a terrifying victor. The skeleton begins its gruesome work. It dismantles bones, splits the abdomen, taking the human skin for its gown. It strips the skin, draws threads from guts for red cords, and consumes the heart, liver, spleen, lungs, and kidneys. The transformed Miss Tian looks in the mirror, carefully drawing her brows, delicately applying floral powder to her new face. Not long after, Miss Tian's parents return. They find the room drenched in blood, their beautiful daughter vanished without a trace. The real Miss Tian, now in her stolen skin, sees her parents' distraught state and bursts into tears. They try to comfort her. He's wrestling with a tough decision, to slay or not to slay. There are reasons for both, but also deep concerns. It's a real dilemma. He looks back at a younger version of himself. He remembers being a newcomer, less than 20, an envoy for the colonel director. It was a painted skin demon. Her parents were sick, and she was their only child nearby. She begged for time to fulfill her filial duties. She promised to return and accept death later. Filial piety is the greatest virtue, and her words were so earnest. He felt soft-hearted. So, he agreed. He placed a seal on her, trusting her promise. Later, she even helped him bring a murderer to justice. After that, an urgent summons called him away. He rushed off to track down other demonic traces. A decade passed in a flash. Over 10 years of springs and autumns, he fought demons everywhere. He continuously gained experience, eventually becoming a colonel director himself. He remembers it was during years of war. Calamities were everywhere, resentment festered, and demons ran rampant across the land. In the face of truly terrifying and hideous greater demons, a mere painted skin was almost entirely forgotten from his mind. Only occasionally, during brief moments of peace after a battle, would he recall the beautiful lady who knelt, tearfully swearing to the heavens. He even sent a subordinate to check on her. The report came back saying she lived in perfect harmony with her husband, Liu. Lady Tian, they said, managed the household flawlessly. She was gentle, elegant, and exceedingly respectful and filial to her parents. In recent years, her parents grew old and fell ill. She personally took them in to care for them until their dying breath. Their family owned hundreds of acres of fertile land and grand mansions. She was kind-hearted, often providing relief to disaster-stricken refugees. She even bore a brilliant son for the Liu family. Everything sounded perfect, almost too perfect for a demon. But suddenly, the master realizes something is terribly wrong. A chilling thought strikes him, something utterly impossible. That Lady Tian was a skeletal painted skin. All her flesh and blood were gone, leaving only bones. How could she possibly give birth? He feels a deep unease then, a profound sense of dread. He drops all urgent matters to rush back to that small town. When he arrives, he takes a look around. Where are the hundreds of acres of fertile land and grand mansions with pavilions? It's entirely a desolate wilderness. Just barren graves and unmarked burials stretch out as far as he can see. He hastily rushes into the town. He bypasses the local officials and spurs his horse directly toward the Liu family residence. Using his crouching tiger waist tag, he orders the mansion's servants to scatter. He learns the madam is in the backyard. Ignoring the maid's protests, he immediately strides forward, one hand gripping his sword. He has a terrible feeling about this. He opens his spiritual eyes, peering into the room. He needs to see the truth no matter how horrifying it might be. With just one glance, his eyes nearly split open in fury. The sight before him is beyond anything he could have imagined. More than 10 years have passed, yet Lady Tian's appearance is exactly the same. She hasn't changed, her skin delicate as a young girl's. She's using a pair of pitch-black scissors to peel off a slightly yellowed, withered patch of skin from her own face. Then she walks towards the bed. Upon it, many things are neatly folded in stacks like clothes, but something is off. When shaken out, they are all human skins. Skins of 16 or 17-year-old girls, horrifyingly laid bare for him to see. She uses the scissors to cut a piece of facial skin from one of the girls. Then she meticulously pastes it onto her own face. There's also a 6 or 7-year-old boy on the bed. He complains, "Mother, it's time for me to grow up." Students laugh at me. She replies, "All right, today I will dismantle your father's bones and add another section for you." The boy cheers, "Yay, I can grow taller." He adds, "Mother, the county magistrate's liver is still fine, but the private tutor's heart has turned black and rotten." The master realizes the horror. The over 100 people in this mansion had all been turned into human skins. When he slays Madame Tian, he discovers beneath the human skin, it's completely empty. Nothing more than a hollow hide remains. The true painted skin vanished long ago. Perhaps it sensed something amiss earlier and had already fled, leaving a decoy. He explains, anomalies are demons. Objects of spiritual nature are spirits. Souls that refuse to disperse are ghosts. Anomalous objects are monsters. Successors, remember this. If dealing with spirits or ghosts, you may assess the situation. But demons and monsters from human bodies? You must slay them on sight. They have long diverged from human nature. Their kindness is a fleeting, rootless facade that fades with time. Wei Yuan, listening, suddenly feels like this isn't just an illusion. He's actually in the reality of the past. The painted skins can see him. The colonel director vanishes. The painted skins and their thralls from the past appear, roaring. Wei Yuan is trapped, facing them alone. He stands among the others, a focused intensity in his gaze. They see him as a tool, but he knows his own path. The colonel director uses everyone, but he's different. He stumbled into this world, not truly a retainer. He's just a person with a demon tag, not even a binding envoy. He grips his sword, ready for what's next. The illusions hit hard. He often calls on military souls, learning from their life and death battlefield experience. He's surrounded, deflecting strikes with practiced ease, but facing multiple enemies head-on is pure foolishness. He gets in close, a sharp slash. The painted skin slaves keep coming, too many to count. They feel no pain, they just attack. Then she strikes, a fierce roar. The woman in green leaps. He has no choice. He bites his tongue, using his absolute yang blood to suppress the demons. The enemies recoil, stunned by his power. This is his chance. He draws his glowing green sword. He lunges, a powerful, decisive strike. But then, a horrifying realization hits him hard, chilling him. He holds her, but her head is gone. He miscalculated badly. She wasn't a painted skin at all. That was just a disguise. Her true form is something else entirely, something far more sinister. He stares, shock on his face. His breath catches in his throat. She is a bone woman. He's back in his room, breathing hard. The illusion is over, but the intense experience lingers. He recounts the dangers, the bone woman's bone spikes, the raw power she wielded against him. He needs power, new tools to face such threats. He spends a merit point on a talisman. The 1,000-mile tracking talisman needs a wisp of ghost aura to track a target across vast distances. Escape is nearly impossible with this, a powerful tool for hunting down his elusive foes. Another merit point goes to the mysterious origin sword technique. This ancient art slays demons. It teaches footwork and ghost-slaying methods, transmitted by the first celestial master himself. He practices the new technique, a surge of energy through his sword, feeling its latent power. He moves with newfound agility, each strike precise, each movement imbued with purpose. He feels the power flowing, ready for the real fight. His training is finally paying off. He opens his door. His companions are there, worried by the killing intent they sensed from his room. He explains what happened in the illusory realm, the shocking truth of his recent encounter. His companions look at him, concern mixing with their unwavering loyalty. They are ready. The long-haired woman steps forward, her hair flowing with spiritual energy, a fierce resolve. "I am at your command," she says, her voice firm. Ghost driving technique activated. He sits, drawing the bone woman's face, meticulously capturing every detail of her disguise. He understands her deep obsession with that face, a fixation he can exploit to his advantage. He plans to use this, a clever strategy, a game of waiting for the rabbit. There are 7, he muses, thinking of the many layers to this intricate trap. The green companion looks confused, perhaps questioning the wisdom of such a risky plan. His phone buzzes, notifications keep coming, a distraction from his focused strategy. It's a popular something, but his mind is elsewhere, still on the bone woman. Then, a glimpse of another world flashes across his screen. A new threat emerges. A man with blue hair, eating raw meat, his eyes holding a disturbing, intense hunger. He's focused on his bone, but something dark is stirring, a new evil taking shape. The blue-haired man grins, eyes glowing green, tearing into the meat with savage ferocity. He is a monster, a stark contrast to the illusions, a real and present danger. The bone woman's disguise is broken, her true self revealed, a terrifying challenge he must face. He found a new path, a new way to fight, embracing his role as a demon hunter. His companions stand ready, their powers awakened, their loyalty unwavering in the face of evil. The world is full of hidden horrors, but he is no longer just an ordinary person. He is a master, a protector, ready to confront every dark secret the museum holds. The true battle for his world is finally here. His journey has just begun, and he is ready.